business items in front of us. But more than that, this is a reflection point, a chance to step back and look at not just what we've done, but the impact we've had on the people and communities that we serve. Because at Acadia, we've never believed we're just here to provide financial services. We believe we're here to make a difference in people's lives. And tonight is an opportunity to reflect on that. I'd now like to introduce Erica Vachon from Synergent, who will walk us through a few housekeeping items before we officially begin.
Thank you, Joey. During this meeting, your cameras will remain off for the virtual attendees and microphones will be muted. Please use the chat to ask questions during the meeting and that will be monitored. We will use the polling feature in the Zoom meeting throughout to allow virtual attendees to vote on a few motions. Live attendees can raise their hand to vote or ask questions. And lastly, this meeting is being recorded. Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. At this time, I'd like to call the 2025 annual meeting of Acadia Federal Credit Union to order. I'd like to take a moment to recognize our board of directors and supervisory committee. Their leadership, guidance, and commitment play such an important role in the continued success of our credit union. Tonight, we would also like to honor several individuals who have reached truly significant milestones in their years of service. Don Guimon has served on our board of directors for an incredible 43 years. Elaine Guimon has served for 29 years, Peter Sidwa for 25 years, and Scott Haley for 21 years. These milestones represent decades of dedication, wisdom, and service to our members, our staff, and our community. Please join me in thanking them for their outstanding commitment and contributions. As part of our agenda, the secretary is prepared to read the minutes from the 2024 annual meeting. However, in the interest of time, I'll entertain a motion to dispense with the reading of those minutes. Motion? Second? Any discussion? If not, a reminder for those joining virtually, please vote on screen now. Those in person, please vote now. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, we'll give a second for the people online. Okay, motion carries. I'd like to now invite our Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, Erica Albert, to present the Treasurer's report.
Thank you, Joey. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I'm pleased to present a summary of Acadia's financial performance for 2025. Acadia continued its strong growth trend during the year, with total assets increasing to more than $399 million, representing growth of approximately 8.1% over the prior year. Our loan portfolio grew to nearly $333 million as we continued helping members finance homes, vehicles, businesses, and other important financial needs. Member shares also increased to more than $352 million, reflecting the continued trust our members place in Acadia. The credit union finished the year with net income of approximately $3.6 million, while maintaining strong capital levels, including a net worth ratio of 11.3%, which remains well above regulatory well-capitalized standards. These results reflect more than financial performance alone. They reflect the strength, stability, and long-term sustainability of your credit union. At Acadia, growth is not simply about size. It's about creating opportunities for our members, employees, and communities while maintaining the financial strength needed to support our future.
Thank you, Erica. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the Treasurer's report as presented. Motion. Second. Thank you. A reminder once again that to please vote on screen, but all those in favor? Any opposed? Okay. All right, the motion carries. Perfect. Thank you. Jill, I'd like to now invite Jill Bouchard of our Vice President of Employee Experience. Jill plays a key role in shaping not just our internal culture, but also how we show up in the communities that we serve. So Jill.
Thank you, Joey. Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to have the opportunity to give our community report again this year. Not sure if that's. I'll keep going.
Erica Vachon, the poll is still up. I don't know if there we go.
Okay. All right. Back to the focus on me. Last year, we focused on highlighting our top 5 wins. This year, we wanted to focus a little bit on something a little bit different, and we are defining them as moments that help shape and define who we are. Because when you really think about it, it's often the smaller moments that leave the biggest impact and tell the clearest story about what matters most to us. So we're going to start with the members, because really that's where everything begins and the very reason we're here tonight, and the reason we exist all together. Some of our favorite moments this year weren't really big, flashy moments. They were simple human ones, like Caitlin and Alicia from our Broadway branch, proudly showing off this adorable St. Patrick's Day drawing made by a little guy who won our basket giveaway. Or back in 2018, when Grace, who was in 5th grade, had to choose a local business to make an ad for. She chose Acadia, created that ad that you see up there. And our Ashland branch kept it in their lobby. Full circle moment, Grace graduated from Ashland High School in 2025 and stopped by to visit our branch. So that was a neat little photo opportunity there. And then there's Stephanie, who stopped by our branch at Northern Light EMCC in Bangor to guess how many jelly beans were in the jar. Just one of the many ways we make our branch experience fun and exciting. And lastly, our ever popular member appreciation events. Last summer, we served over 1,200 hot dogs across all of our branches, handed out gift cards at our hospital branch. And really, the special moments weren't really the food or the giveaways. It was the conversations, the laughter, the familiar faces, the chance to really slow down and simply connect with people who trust us to be part of their lives. So these connections are what truly matter to us. They're relationships that we build. We get to know our members, we celebrate them, we support them through their milestones, and build connections that go far beyond transactions. So hopefully a lot of you in this room got a hot dog this summer because they were good. So now we're going to switch over to some of our favorite team moments, because none of those member moments would happen without the incredible team backing them. And if you've ever wondered what makes Acadia, really, you just have to spend a few minutes with our team. Or better yet, you can come visit us during Spirit Week, which is where one day it's a sports jerseys day. You can see the array of photos here. It's Acadia Pride Day, Decades Day. This year, we actually had our first ever Operations Center band. We actually have a band member right here in the back corner of the room. Not sure they're going to be going on tour anytime soon. They weren't great, but they got an A for effort. So this is a great week that we like to say is our official team bonding, but really we know it's just a group of adults getting together and having fun at work, which makes work really special. And speaking of way too much fun, 2025 featured some interesting antics that we like to call when your boss is away. These are some of my favorites. Patty, our St. Agatha branch manager, was away on vacation. So her team got together and did a JCPenney photo shoot. And they just did that on their own. And, really, who needs glamour shots when you have perfectly coordinated poses like that? Pretty amazing. And then there was the mishap at our operations center right here when the HR team said that they were going to get together to do some team bonding. But the team here actually heard team bonfire. So luckily their roasted marshmallows didn't cause any damage and the team had a blast. It's not a real fire, just to make sure that's clear. And last, we're thrilled to share that for the 4th consecutive year in a row, we were named the best place to work in Maine. Um, the band theme continued at the event. And this kind of acknowledgement really truly doesn't happen by accident. It happens because of our team and because of the way they show up for each other, support our members, embrace change, jump into the hard stuff, and still somehow manage to have fun along the way. And I can personally say that this is pretty incredible to be a part of. So last, we're going to talk about community moments, and certainly not last, not least. So this is where our impact really goes far beyond our walls. We'll kick the community moments off with something huge. We raised together just over $100,000 to support our Ending Hunger campaign in 2025. And we're actually getting ready to distribute those funds to 14 different food pantries up here in Aroostook County, as well as in the Bangor area. That's not just a number. It's meals on tables, it's impact on families, families that are supported right here in our communities. And we couldn't be any prouder of that than we are. We didn't just do it one way, we did it every way. We organized our first annual kickball tournament, coordinated 50-50s, sold popcorn, books, baked goods. We coordinated tag sales and crafting days. We wore ugly sweaters. We sold tickets for chances to win spring theme prizes at each branch. And of course, we did our big annual cash calendar. We also had several business donations. So a shout out to a few of them: DeShane Sanitation, Frank Martin and Sons, White Oak Incorporated, Yorks of Holton, and Daigle Oil Company. And if you want in on this incredible impact, you can stop by one of our branches to buy a spring sweeps ticket. We're still selling tickets until next Friday, June 5. And the prize this year, we have 4 tickets to a Yankees Red Sox game at Fenway and a $500 gift card. So again, you get the great prize, but the big piece is the impact on our communities. So we have a big goal of even more than $100,000 this year. So our community moments also capture us in investing in our future with scholarships. We awarded our first ever annual Peter Saucier Memorial Scholarship to Maddie Morneau this year. That was a very special moment. Many of you know the name. He was an upstanding community citizen in our town. So this scholarship honors a longtime board member and a friend to Acadia. And again, he was such a solid community volunteer. We also awarded 4 academic scholarships to Lily Oliver, Sadie Cairns, Braylon Wilcox, and Joshua Jean Jacques. We love to support our local businesses, and we did this this year with our first ever business takeover. So, our first one was with First Mile, and we treated guests to free pizza and served up 48 delicious pizzas. The evening was full of community, connection, and good vibes all around. We are going to have a few more of those at different events or different places throughout the Bangor area, as well as northern Maine. So keep an eye out for those. And lastly, we really do love our local schools. In August, all of our branches collected snacks and distributed them to our local schools. And playing a part in ensuring that every student has what they need to be successful in school is truly important to us. At Acadia, we strive to be active in our communities and make meaningful impacts where it truly counts. So in closing, when we look back on this past year, yes, we have the numbers that Erica went over, and we're obviously very proud of those results. But we're also really proud of all of these moments, the moments that show how we care about our members, how strong and connected our team is, and the moments that reflect our commitment to the communities that we serve. One more quick note before I pass things back over to Joey. We will be drawing 3 $100 Visa gift cards after this meeting to the attendees, but we're going to draw the winners tomorrow morning. So keep an eye out for those. So thank you.
Thank you, Jill. At this time, I'd like to invite the nominating committee chair, Scott Haley, to present the nominating committee report.
The nominating committee report is as follows. First, the criteria used when selecting a board member are previous service to the credit union, educational background, board diversity, commitment and willingness to serve the credit union, and business background. The terms expiring for a 3-year term this year are Glenn Braley, Elaine Guimau, Mary McCarthy, and Chris Shaw. All four board members whose terms are expiring have expressed an interest in running again. The nominating committee recommends that the four incumbent directors, Glenn Braley, Elaine Guimont, Mary McCarthy, and Chris Shaw, be reelected to the board of directors. Nominations from the floor are no longer accepted when there is only one nominee for each position to be filled. When there is more than one nominee per vacancy, the individuals nominated by either the nominating committee or by petition will be placed before the members for a vote at the annual meeting. Since the number of nominees equals the number of positions to be filled, I would ask the board secretary please to declare each nominee elected by general consent.
I do.
Peter, I assume you are casting your vote, but I think you spoke too early.
Yes, I cast my vote for the slate of officers of directors.
Thank you, and congratulations to the re-elected directors.
Thank you, Scott. Congratulations to the board, to the directors that have been re-elected to our board. At this time, I'll ask if there is any unfinished business to come before the membership. Is there any new business to come before the membership? All right. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the expenses of the annual meeting. Motion. Second. Okay. Just a reminder, those on screen, on virtually, please cast your vote. Those here in the room, all in favor? Any opposed? Oh, good. All right, the motion carries. Thank you. All right. Now I'd like to take a few minutes to share my president's report. 2025 was a defining year for Acadia, a year of transition, growth, and momentum. And while there are lots of metrics we could point to, strong financial performance, continued growth, and expansion into new markets, what stands out the most to me isn't just what we achieved, it's the impact behind those achievements. Because at Acadia, success isn't measured by numbers alone, it's measured by the difference we make in people's lives. We delivered strong financial results this year, finishing with net income of approximately $3.6 million, exceeding our budget. Our loan growth significantly outpaced our peers, and we continue to strengthen our overall financial position, surpassing $400 million in assets. That kind of performance doesn't happen by accident. It reflects disciplined decision-making, a focus on long-term stability, and a team that understands how to balance growth with responsibility. Just as important, as we continue to receive strong results from our regulatory and audit reviews, reinforcing that we are operating a safe, sound, and well-managed manner. We also took meaningful steps to expand our reach. With continued progress in Presque Isle and Brewer, we are extending our presence in markets and creating more opportunities to serve. But growth for us has never been simply about getting bigger. It's about being intentional. It's about bringing our approach, our culture, our values, and our focus on experience into more communities. Because what makes Acadia different isn't what we offer, it's how we show up. One of the areas I'm most proud of is the impact we continue to have in our communities. Through initiatives like Ending Hunger, we raised over $100,000 this past year, helping to address the real needs that are right here in the communities that we serve. In addition to that, we invested another $100,000 through donations and sponsorships, supporting local events, nonprofits, and community organizations. We don't view that as optional. We view that as part of our responsibility. And while those numbers matter, what matters more is what they represent. These are families supported, organizations strengthened, and communities that are better off because we chose to show up and be involved. And that's what it means to be part of Acadia. Internally, we took an important step forward in how we recognize and celebrate our team. This year, we hosted our first ever Acadia Awards, an opportunity to highlight the people who bring our values to life every single day. Because at the end of the day, our success isn't driven by strategy alone, it's driven by people. This past year also marked a leadership transition, and transitions like that naturally come with change. But what stood out to me throughout that process was the consistency of who we are. Our culture remained strong, our focus remained clear, and our team continued to show up every day, committed to doing the right things for the right reasons. That says a lot about this organization. And as I reflect on stepping into the CEO role, I've been reminded of something I believe deeply. Leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's about surrounding yourself with great people, listening, and making decisions that serve something bigger than yourself. I believe we've been blessed with the opportunity to do this work. And with that comes a responsibility to do it well. And I'm incredibly grateful to be part of an organization filled with people who take that responsibility seriously. As we look ahead, our focus remains clear. We will continue to invest in our people. We will continue to elevate the experience that we provide, and we will continue to find ways to make meaningful impact in the lives of those we serve. We believe that if we stay focused on those things, growth will follow. And more importantly, impact will follow. And that's what this is really all about. It's not just where we've been or where we're going, but the fact that we're doing it together. And before we close, I'd like to thank our board of directors, our leadership team, and our employees for their continued commitment. And to our members, thank you for your trust. It's something we've never taken for granted. At this time, I'll ask if there are any questions. Excellent. If there's no further business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Second. All right. All those in favor? Any opposed? All right. Motion carries. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for being here tonight.